Howdy again, and this is tubalcain, this time with number 11 of my This and That series. Be sure and watch the first 10 if you haven't seen them. So I've got several things to show you and talk about, and a few viewer appreciation type items. So let's get started. But first of all, I have just finished making 16 videos, and there might even be another one or two past that, on the Atlas Craftsman 12-inch lathe, and that's the one that you've seen me show that I bought last winter. And this right now is June of 2015 AD, but they will be numbered 220 through number 235 or so. And these are rather elementary type of videos explaining things like how to change the gears, how to thread metric on the Atlas lathe, all different things about the headstock, tailstock, apron, carriage, and all that stuff. Now do not confuse those with the videos that show many of the operations on an Atlas lathe. And I have 40 chapters of that available on my website, and that I make special offers on from time to time. But on with the show. A man from Wauwatosa who wishes to remain anonymous knows that I like that 12L leaded screw machine steel, so he traded me an item that probably weighed 1 ounce, and I traded for what amounts to about 65 pounds, or whatever the maximum is that the post office will allow, and for $12.65. But this man, again I won't mention his name, and he marked it heavy. The postman had to bring that up to the door, and it would have broke my mailbox off. But he was worried about if this would make it all right from Wisconsin without being broke up, the box broken up. But I think, first of all, he built a crate. But secondly, I think when something is this heavy, that it's just impossible for the post office people to throw it around and ruin it. However, I'm sure they set this on top of some other delicate items and ruin those. But look what we got inside. We got a wooden box. This was all tape too. Probably used $3 worth of tape. He made a wooden box, and look at the fit here. And my name and address on both sides of this. Screwed together. Such a good fit that it almost pops when I pull it off. And the box, virtually in perfect condition. That's amazing. Now I've got to get a screwdriver and a knife to cut the tape, and I haven't had this open yet, so I'll get that started and then get right back to you. That took me 5 minutes to open, and it was held together with drywall screws and initially put together with brads. This guy went to a lot of work. And inside here, got packing between every bar of steel, and dunnage over here, and cardboard in the end. This guy knew how to pack. And these pieces of 12L14 screw machine stock are 1.25 inches in diameter and 9 inches long, and these are drop-offs from whatever it was that they were making there. That's a lifetime supply. I don't know how many are in there. Look at the packing between each piece. Thank you, Mr. Wauwatosa. I'll make good use of that. Watch my video about machinability of different types of steel, but this is the type of leaded steel I talk about. Notice you don't get long stringy chips either. Boy, is that machine nice. And I'm doing that without oil. Remember, there are traces of lead in here. Well, the lathe is getting noisy. And the lead gives it some lubricity. Also, I suppose it's toxic, but I don't care. On to the next item. Next item, Mark, a man out of St. Louis, Missouri, and I hope he's not near where they got trouble down there, sent me this package, and he had watched the video that I have regarding this boiler, and was distressed with the way I have this set up here, and he said you need an anti-siphon. So he sent me one along with another gauge, but I got a kick out of this. So here's a much smaller package that just weighed 2 pounds or so, and The post office did manage to mangle that, and it says rewrapped by the United States Post Office. They must be proud. He was a steam fitter or a plumber, and he sent me this page out of the Crane catalog from 1949, and that's what I think I said anti-siphon, but it's called siphon for steam gauges. And this one was brand new, old stock. I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit out of proportion here, because this appears to be 3/8 and this is 1/4 inch pipe here, I believe. So I hope I can make it fit without it being too big. But he also gave me a new gauge, because he said that the gauges can get damaged if you don't use one of these siphons. But the new gauge, and it's brand new too, it's a Marsh gauge, and I like that. It only goes up to 30 pounds, but it's the big one. So thank you, Mark. I hope to get that on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing it. I'll need a union or something here, but that's really going to raise that gauge way up here. Something like that. So we'll give it a try. Thank you. Most of you know that I'm a big fan of the quick change tooling, and I just recently bought some more tool holders here, but there is a reason for that. So let's examine here first in the A size, which is the size you're probably going to have most often. And I got some I haven't even unpacked here yet, but this is a standard Sorolla tool holder, and it only accommodates 1/2 inch. Now maybe Sorolla makes a bigger one here, but it would be 100, well, second mortgage again to buy it. So I bought from Shars, I guess I can tell you. But the improvement here is that there's note the XL here and the number, that the slot is wider. This is only 1/2 inch here. It'll accommodate a 1/2 inch boring bar. Here we got 5/8. So that's quite an improvement. And in the B size, which I use on the closing, again, here's the standard Sorolla, and it is 5/8, and this new Shars will hold a 3/4. I don't know why they gave you screws that long, because shoot, they'll be sticking out that far. I don't like that. But the other thing about this import brand here, note it's quite a bit longer. Looks like about 3/8 longer. So some of you might want to get those, and that's about 4 of them were about 90 bucks. Shars also offers better prices lately on their shipping. They're using FedEx, so if it'll fit in one of those standard boxes, it was reasonable. Before that, I thought they were way too high, even if you bought something small, but I think they're getting their act together up there in St. Charles, Illinois. Now here's a question for you, and I do not know the answer, but PMX-TEK, I don't have his name here, sent me a text or email, and he said, let me read it here. He said, this is a good idea for your next episode. It's not a mystery tool, but blah, blah, blah. He said, why is there no 7-bolt hole pattern widely used? It's generally avoided in all industries. So this is a hole pattern here. We got 4 holes. Here we got 6 holes. And I never thought about it. I do not even know if it is a fact, but he said that 7-hole patterns are avoided. What is the reason? So if anybody's got an answer for that, let me know in the comments. And last, but certainly not least, is a package here from Lubbock, Texas, and Howard sent this to me. And I've had to cover up these UPC or whatever these tracking codes are here. Some guy creeped me out and said, I can tell exactly where you live, and I'm coming to murder you some night. So you better hide that code. And he told me exactly where I lived and everything. So that did creep me out. The guy, I don't know why he would say something like that, but I didn't like it. But I had lamented in a video that you can no longer get metal coffee cans. They're all plastic. So, you know, where we're going to hide put our nuts and bolts and all that. So he said, I'll send you some coffee cans, but I'll do it one better. There'll be coffee in them. So these are full cans of Don Francisco's Gourmet Coffee from Columbia medium strength. So that'll make some good drinking here in the near future. Also in the box, and I've also I think heard me mention something about these coupling nuts. Can't get this open. That you use on threaded rods. So those will be useful. Those will go in my drawer. And then last but not least in here, he sent me a Gideon's New Testament. And I'm wondering if Howard is a Gideon, because I love the Gideons and what they do. And give me a chance to reread Proverbs. They're in a handy little pocket-sized Bible. Thank you, Howard. Hope you enjoyed this video. Continue to watch my other videos, and so long for now.